Aloha, and welcome to Hawaii Travel Made Easy. I'm Marcie, your go-to guide for planning a stress-free, unforgettable Hawaii vacation. If this is your first time tuning in, welcome. I've been to Hawaii more than 40 times, and over the years, I've seen tourists make the same mistakes over and over again. And trust me, some of these mistakes can cost you time, money, and even enjoyment of your trip. So, today, I'm here to make sure that you don't fall into any of these same traps. We're going to talk about the biggest mistakes tourists make when it comes to flights, accommodations, foods, and activities, and of course, what to do instead. Whether you've already booked your trip or are still in the planning phase, this episode will help you avoid unnecessary stress and make the most of your time in paradise. So, grab your notepad or sit back and listen, and let's make sure your Hawaii trip is as smooth and amazing as possible. All right, let's start with flights, because this is one area where people can make a lot of costly mistakes. Even after 40 trips to Hawaii, I personally still make flight mistakes from time to time. Number one, booking flights too late. The mistake is thinking that you can wait until the last minute to book and still get a good deal. The reality? Hawaii flights book up fast, and the closer you get to your travel dates, the higher the prices will go. So, what to do instead? Set flight alerts using Google Flights or Hopper and book 2 to 6 months in advance for the best prices. And my pro tip, if you have flexible dates, check flight prices for Tuesdays or Wednesdays, as midweek flights tend to be a little cheaper. Also, keep in mind that holiday travel spikes airfare prices. So, if you're planning a trip around Christmas, New Year's, or spring break, book even earlier, preferably 8 to 12 months in advance. If you're using miles or points, availability can also disappear fast. So set alerts and book as soon as possible. This is where I struggle if I don't set a reminder to check flight options with my miles. Another mistake travelers make is assuming flights to different islands are always available. Unlike major mainland destinations, inter-island flights are limited and often sell out, especially during busy seasons. If you're planning to hop between islands, be sure to book your island flights as soon as you confirm your trip. Flying standby isn't always a reliable option either. All right, mistake number two, ignoring inter-island flight logistics. The mistake is assuming island hopping is quick and easy without checking flight schedules. The reality? There are no ferries between the major islands, and flights between islands have limited availability. So, what to do instead? If you plan to visit multiple islands, book your inter-island flight as soon as you book your main flight to secure the best schedule and price. And my pro tip, if you're hopping between islands, allow at least 3 to 4 nights per island to truly experience each one. And additionally, avoid scheduling inter-island flights too close together on the same day as an international or mainland flight. Weather delays or airline schedule changes can throw your entire itinerary. Aim for at least a 2-hour gap if flying on the same day. Another thing people don't realize is that inter-island flights aren't always cheap, especially if you book last minute. Prices can fluctuate and baggage fees may add unexpected costs. To save money, check if your airline offers multi-city flight booking options where you can include inter-island flights for a lower fare. All right, let's talk about accommodation-related mistakes. Where you can stay can make or break your Hawaii experience. So let's talk about some common mistakes tourists make when booking accommodations. Mistake number one is booking illegal vacation rentals. Choosing a cheap Airbnb or Vrbo without checking if it's legally permitted is the big mistake. Many short-term rentals are actually illegal in Hawaii, and you could face last-minute cancellations. So what to do instead? Only book rentals that display a valid tax ID number, or choose a reputable hotel or resort. My pro tip, many resorts and hotels offer deals on packages, so check for bundled flight and hotel options. Illegal vacation rentals also contribute to the housing crisis in Hawaii, which is why regulations have become stricter. Please respect the locals and avoid renting from unlicensed properties that could get shut down before you arrive. Another common issue is that many short-term rentals don't include basic amenities that you might expect, such as daily cleaning, front desk support, or easy access to concierge for recommendations. If you're traveling with family or a large group, a resort or condo rental may be a better fit for a stress-free stay. Another mistake is not researching location and accessibility. So the mistake is booking based only on price without looking at where the hotel is actually located. So the reality? Some areas are far from main attractions, and long drives with traffic can cut into your vacation time. So what to do instead? Look at Google Maps before booking and choose a location that fits your itinerary. So my pro tip, if you're staying on Oahu, Waikiki is convenient but busy. If you want quieter vibes, consider Ko'olina or the North Shore. Another important factor to consider is transportation. If you're staying in Waikiki, you might not need a rental car. But if you're on Maui, Kauai, or the Big Island, a car is essential for exploring. Some hotels offer free shuttles to major attractions, so check those details before booking. I've personally found some great packages through Costco Travel that include car rentals, so I suggest checking there if you're comparing prices. Additionally, parking fees at many hotels can be shockingly high, sometimes $40 or more per night. If you're renting a car, factor in parking costs when comparing hotel prices. Some vacation rentals or condos might offer free parking, which can help you save money. Okay, let's talk about food-related mistakes. Hawaii is a foodie paradise, but there are a few ways tourists make dining mistakes. The number one mistake is only eating at tourist restaurants. So sticking to chain restaurants or only eating at places inside your hotel is the big mistake. The reality? You'll miss out on incredible local food and probably overpay. So what should you do instead? Try local spots. Look for plate lunch places, food trucks, and farmers markets for authentic Hawaiian flavors. And my pro tip, grab a poke bowl from Foodland or check out Rainbow Drive-In on Oahu for an authentic, affordable meal. Additionally, many of Hawaii's best meals are found at small, family-run establishments. Places like Ono Seafood, Coco Head Cafe, and Liliha Bakery have a cult following, and for good reason. Beyond food, visiting these spots helps support local businesses and keeps Hawaiian culinary traditions alive. Some tourists also underestimate portion sizes in Hawaii. Mini plate lunches and mixed plates are huge, big enough to share. If you're traveling with family or friends, consider splitting meals so you can try more dishes without over-ordering. Another mistake people make is not making a reservation and just assuming they can walk into popular restaurants. The reality? Many top spots book up weeks in advance, especially luau's and highly sought-after restaurants. So, what to do instead? Make reservations as soon as possible for any must-visit restaurant. My pro tip, looking for an affordable luau alternative? Head to House Without a Key in Waikiki for live Hawaiian music and hula performances. Another common mistake is waiting until you arrive to start looking for dining reservations. Popular luau's, brunch spots, and dinner cruises can be fully booked weeks or months in advance. To avoid disappointment, check OpenTable, Resy, or direct restaurant websites to secure your spot before your trip. Another food-related mistake, not knowing what to order. Hawaii has unique dishes that you won't find anywhere else. Be sure to try kalua pork, loco moco, malasadas, spam musubi, and haupia pie. And if you're unsure, ask the locals. Hawaiians love sharing their food recommendations. Now, let's talk about activities, because Hawaii has so much to offer, but there are a few mistakes that can seriously impact your trip. The first one is overloading your itinerary. The mistake is trying to do too much in one day, like booking a sunrise hike, snorkeling tour, and then a luau, all on the same day. The reality is you'll exhaust yourself and feel rushed. So, what should you do instead? Prioritize 1 to 2 big activities per day and leave time for relaxing at the beach or the pool. My pro tip, some of the best experiences in Hawaii are free. Think beach days, scenic hikes, and stunning sunsets. It's easy to feel like you need to see and do everything, but the best Hawaii trips have downtime built in. Give yourself room to enjoy the slower pace of the islands. Spend a morning watching the waves, take a nap in a hammock, or linger over a leisurely meal with a view. Another mistake is walking on coral reefs, touching sea turtles, or ignoring warning signs at beaches. The reality is that these things can be dangerous and are disrespectful to Hawaiian culture. So what should you do instead? Respect the land, wildlife, and local customs. Always follow posted signs. So my pro tip, learn the Hawaiian concept of malama aina. It means caring for the land. It means caring for the land. Leave beaches better than you found them by picking up trash and using reef-safe sunscreen. Another mistake, underestimating ocean conditions. Just because a beach looks calm doesn't mean it's safe to swim. Rip currents, shore breaks, and sudden waves can be extremely dangerous. Always check Hawaii beach safety reports before heading into the water. Tourists also ignore hiking warnings, which is a big mistake. Some trails, like the Stairway to Heaven on Oahu, are illegal and can result in heavy fines if you're caught, and they're just dangerous. Instead, Try legal and just as stunning alternatives like Coco Crater Trail or Lanikai Pillbox Hike. And finally, a big cultural mistake, not learning basic Hawaiian phrases. A simple aloha, which means hello or goodbye, and mahalo, meaning thank you, goes a long way in showing respect for Hawaiian culture. Many locals appreciate it when visitors make the effort to embrace the Hawaiian way of life. Okay, now let's talk about family-specific mistakes. Traveling to Hawaii with kids and extended family can be an incredible experience, but it also comes with unique challenges. As a mom of two, I know firsthand what works and what doesn't when it comes to Hawaii family vacation. Here are some of the biggest mistakes families make and how to avoid them. Number one is overpacking and bringing too much gear. So the mistake is thinking that you need to bring everything from home, including car seats, beach toys, strollers, and snorkel gear. In reality, most hotels, resorts, and even vacation rentals provide family-friendly amenities, and many activities include gear rentals, so you don't need a haul at all. So, what to do instead? You can rent baby gear locally from places like Hawaii Baby Rentals, or opt for a lightweight travel stroller instead of a bulky one. Many hotels also provide free beach toys, chairs, and umbrellas, so check before you pack. My pro tip is save luggage space by buying things like diapers and wipes once you arrive. Local grocery stores and big box stores like Target, Costco, and Walmart have everything you need, and it can save you a lot of money in baggage fees. Another mistake families make is not scheduling in enough downtime for the kids. They pack the itinerary too full with activities from sunrise to sunset. In reality, Hawaii is hot and humid, and kids will burn out quickly, especially with jet lag. Overloading your schedule can lead to meltdowns and exhaustion. So, what should you do instead? Plan for one big activity per day and leave time for pool breaks, beach naps, and casual exploration. And my pro tip, if you have early risers, like I do, take advantage of quiet mornings for beach walks or sunrise excursions. Then schedule a midday break before heading out again in the afternoon. Another mistake is not choosing the right accommodation for your family. Booking just any hotel without checking if it's kid-friendly is a huge mistake. In reality, some resorts cater more to honeymooners and adults, while others have a kids club, splash pads, and family-friendly amenities. So, what to do instead? Look for family-friendly resorts like Aulani, a Disney resort and spa on Oahu, the Grand Wailea on Maui, or the Hilton Waikoloa Village on the Big Island, which have tons of activities for kids. My pro tip, if you're traveling with extended family, consider booking a condo rental instead of a hotel room. It gives you a kitchen, more space, and laundry facilities, making family travel way easier. Another mistake is skipping kid-friendly activities in favor of adult attractions. So the mistake is planning only bucket list activities without considering what's fun for kids of different ages. So the reality is that kids might not appreciate long historical tours or full-day hikes the same way adults do. So what to do instead? Mix in kid-appropriate activities. So, for example, a few cool activities include the Honolulu Zoo or Waikiki Aquarium on Oahu, which is great for younger kids, the Maui Ocean Center to learn about sea life, the Kauai Plantation Railway for a scenic train ride, the Atlantis Submarine Tour for an underwater adventure on Maui, the Big Island, and Oahu, and the Dole Plantation Train Ride for a fun, family-friendly stop. So my pro tip is if you're set on doing longer excursions, bring snacks, distractions, and plan for breaks so your kids don't get restless. Finally, the last mistake I see parents make is ignoring nap and mealtime schedules. The mistake is forgetting that Hawaii runs on a different time zone, which can throw kids off their normal routines. In reality, jet lag can lead to overtired, cranky kids, even if they're not eating at the right times. Meltdowns will happen. So, what to do instead? Keep meals as close to normal times as possible and plan for naps, even if it's just a quick stroller nap or rest time in the shade. Another mistake I see families make is ignoring nap and mealtime schedules. So the mistake is forgetting that Hawaii runs on a different time zone, which can throw kids off their normal routines. The reality is that jet lag can lead to overtired and cranky kids. Even if they're not eating at the right times, meltdowns will happen. So what to do instead? Keep meals as close to normal times as possible and plan for naps, even if it's just a quick stroller nap or rest time in the shade. So my pro tip, if your kids wake up super early due to the time change, like mine do, take advantage of quiet morning beaches before the crowds arrive. Now, let's have a little fun. While we've covered some serious mistakes that can impact your trip, let's talk about some of the funniest, most eye-opening mistakes that tourists make when visiting Hawaii. Some of these are just little misunderstandings, while others will make you laugh out loud and hopefully save you from making the same blunders. So, the first mistake is not knowing which island they're actually visiting. Sometimes people think all of Hawaii is one big island and not realize that each island is completely different. Some people book flights and accommodations without realizing they're on a different island than the attractions they want to see. So the reality is that Hawaii is made up of several islands and there are no bridges or ferries between the major islands. If you book a hotel on Oahu, but your bucket lists include Haleakala, you're in for a surprise. It's on Maui. So what to do instead? Double check your itinerary before booking. If you're unsure which island is best for your trip, listen to my episode on choosing the right Hawaiian island. And my pro tip, if an activity sounds too good to be true, like see the road to Hana and Pearl Harbor in one day, double check that they're on the same island. Another mistake is assuming all islands have active volcanoes. So they expect to see lava flowing everywhere, no matter which island they visit. The reality is that the only island with an active volcano is the Big Island, and even then, lava flow is not always visible. Many tourists arrive in Maui or Oahu expecting to see glowing lava, and they're confused when they don't. So, what to do instead? If seeing a volcano is a must, visit Hawaii Volcanoes National Park on the Big Island. But check for the lava activity in advance. It's not always flowing. If you're interested in other volcanic landscapes, Haleakala on Maui offers breathtaking crater views without active lava. So my pro tip, helicopter tours offer amazing aerial views of volcanic landscapes. They're great for those who want a bird's eye look at craters and lava fields. Another mistake is underestimating the strength of the sun. They think, I never burn, so I don't need sunscreen. But the reality is that Hawaii's sun is intense due to its location near the equator. And even people who never burn often leave with painful sunburns on their first day. So, what to do instead? Apply reef-safe sunscreen every 2 hours, wear a hat and rash guard, and don't forget the tops of your feet and behind your knees. Those spots burn faster than you think. So my pro tip is the ocean intensifies the sun exposure. So even if it feels cool, you're still getting fried. Invest in UV protective clothing if you'll be out all day. Another mistake is thinking Hawaii is just like the mainland when it comes to prices. Some tourists experience sticker shock when they see a gallon of milk for $10 or gas prices higher than the national average. The reality is since Hawaii imports most of its goods, everyday items cost more than on the mainland. Even fast food is pricier than you might expect. So, what to do instead? Budget accordingly. If you're on a budget, shop at Costco or farmers markets instead of resort shops, and look for food trucks and local plate lunch spots for affordable meals. My pro tip is if you want souvenirs without breaking the bank, check out ABC stores or local markets instead of the expensive hotel gift shops. Finally, another mistake I see is thinking it's just like the mainland. The mistake is expecting Hawaii to feel exactly like home and being surprised by cultural differences. The reality is that Hawaii has a rich, unique culture with its own traditions, language, and etiquette. A common mistake is not understanding local customs, like removing your shoes before entering a home, or assuming that everyone in Hawaii is of Hawaiian ancestry. Many are not. So what to do instead? Take time to learn a little about Hawaiian culture before you visit. A simple aloha and mahalo go a long way in showing respect, and being mindful of Hawaiian traditions makes for a more meaningful experience. So my pro tip is if you want to experience Hawaiian culture authentically, attend local events, visit cultural centers, and support Native Hawaiian businesses. All right, that's a wrap on today's episode. Hopefully now you know what not to do in Hawaii so you can have a stress-free, incredible trip. Quick recap. You want to book your flights early and watch out for inter-island logistics. You want to choose your accommodations wisely and avoid illegal rentals. You'll want to eat local and make reservations ahead of time. Don't overplan your itinerary. Please leave time to relax. And you want to respect the culture, land, and wildlife. Want more help planning? Grab my Hawaii itineraries and island hopping guide on my blog or Amazon. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe and leave a review. Mahalo for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Aloha.